Hi everybody, this is Odd Samurai. Today I'm going to be reacting to My Hero Academia Season 8, Episode 10. So I don't really have anything new really to say about the scenes I talked about from last episode, the previous video, but just real quick I'll say that I liked the scene where the third years are graduating. It just felt, a nice way to basically finally make you feel like like I've been aware since that from the start of season 6 that 1A was technically 2A because it had been a year since then, since they started in high school. But yeah, it's like, oh wow, time really has passed. We're really at the end of it now, and it's just cool to see these characters who, for pretty much 3 seasons now, have just been fighting and being in really serious situations, to just get a moment to breathe and just have this really peaceful moment with Mirio giving his speech. And I love that, the story has never forgotten Night Eye, and we always have Mirio thinking about him and remembering him. That always makes me a little emotional. And we also had the girl from that class that Aizawa expelled. And it was cool to see that pretty much everyone in Deku's class found out what he actually meant by that. Of course, this whole time they were just thinking, oh yeah, he was definitely gonna expel Deku for sure. But no, this is just, Aizawa's way of making a student just take care of themselves better and not be so quick to throw themselves into danger and just to, end up dead. So, yeah, I talked about a lot about the All Might, Deku, and Bakugo scene, as well as the Todoroki family scene. So, I think that's all I'll say for the pre-episode discussion. But yeah, last episode was great. So, yeah. So let's get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay? Gentle! And La Brava, of course. Oh, so cute! I'm so glad they're together. Oh, Nugget! Wow. Mm. I like that interaction. And I think it makes sense for Nagant to still not feel ready to be out in the world and not trust herself to make the right decisions just yet. After all, it was all for Deku because he's the one who made her feel like she still could be a hero. But, just, yeah, being out in the world, it is a scary. Shinsei na move, silent a voice. That day has come. That day has come. Oh, I really want to see what Spinner is doing. What happened to him? I really hope that Deku relayed the message that Shigaraki gave him. Well, or he might do it this episode or the next. Oh, yes. Okay, good. They really did have a unique bond. Uh, Shoji. Oh, what? Oh, I didn't actually. Wow. I like that. Oh my god, Tsukauchi shaped. I just realized. Okay. So weird to actually have first year students again. New ones. Yeah. 2A gotta be like celebrities. Okay. He's both a delinquent and a straight student. Oh. Oh. Yep. Yeah. Those things are, you know, a direct consequence of basically having killed Shigaraki. And best gymnast. Oh. Not gonna lie, I thought Ed Shot was gonna die. That feels a bit, plot armory, but it's fine. This guy kind of sounds like All Might's VA. Oh, the music. Oh. Mm. I wonder if she's thinking about Toga. Oh. Yeah. I kind of like that. Having their own privacy. That moment being just between the two of them. Hmm. Oh. The tears coming from her whole eye. Yeah, oh man. I wonder how Uraraka first reacted when she was told Toga died. Um, he knows exactly how she's feeling. Well, not exactly, but you know. Always trying to cheer him up. Always supporting him. Uh, oh. Mm. Mm. No. Oh, they're just finding out. Yo, he got his own statue. No. Uh,たやっと見つけた。ここまで来た。もうはぐれるよ。そばの根にいる。Oh, post credits? What? I'm so confused about that. Okay. Give me a second. Okay, so what's up with the post-credit scene? So it looks like, the white void, where we could see Shigaraki's uh, trauma. And this looks like, his childhood home. But I don't, have it memorized, so I'm not sure. But it's like, okay, why would this exist still if Shigaraki's dead? And then the person here has long black hair. But the most important thing, I think, is like the purple substance coming out of their fingers. And that makes me think of the One for All quirk smokescreen by the sixth user, if I recall correctly. And he had black hair. So, like, what the hell is happening? Because it would be one thing if it was like, that little place with all the chairs. Where all of the users of One for All gather to talk about and with Deku. But no, like I said, this is Shigaraki's white void space. So, I mean, it would make sense though, because Deku transferred One for All to Shigaraki. I don't know. But that's a very good question. Why am I the only one who's still around? I don't know, but I hope that gets answered. Oh, and the very first thing we see is big eyes crying. I don't remember the eye color of the sixth user, unfortunately. But no, yeah, the sixth user always had like a mask or like part of the uh, sweater covering the lower half of his face. So yeah, this has to be him. I guess we're gonna have to wait and see. But yeah, I'm mainly gonna talk about two scenes. First, the one about Spinner and Deku. That was really well done. The way that the people in the news or this TV show are talking about Shigaraki. And then we have Spinner talking about him, someone who knew him, who was friends with him, who just, had a bond with him on a human level. And then we have just people talking about him who never met him or talked to him. They just say things based on the actions he took. And you know that that's very realistic. But the contrast between the two really got to me. Because yeah, at the end of the day, those people are never really gonna care. Especially the guy with the beard. You know what drove Shigaraki in the first place to become what he did. It's just like, oh, he destroyed all of this. Well, he was a piece of shit, and there's no nuance to that. Treating him like a monster. But both Deku and Spinner know that, he was, he could be more than one thing. Someone hell-bent on destroying the world, but also a crying boy asking for help that he never really was provided. Someone who had very normal interests and who cared for his friends. But especially Spinner. And he wanted to meet their expectations. But yeah, I love Spinner's reaction too. Tomura Shigaraki was my hero. And then just basically having all of these emotions. Blaming Deku, blaming himself for what happened. If I had done more, I could have done something. Maybe he would still be here. But, yeah, I do like that. We had that little moment at the very beginning when he calls Deku plain and simple, I always have trouble pronouncing this word. Murderer. It's not funny, I just have trouble pronouncing it. And Deku just accepts it. And he's like, yeah, that's true. But I still have to come here. Because I promised to tell you his last words, basically. And Deku's not shying away from it. But he's also not once trying to justify it. Like, he doesn't try and say, I had to. There was no other choice. Because he himself must be, still feeling so torn up about it. Just like Uraraka was. Like, I could have done something more. But that's just, not what happened. The clock keeps on going. And we don't have someone who can just, send us to the past to try again. And that little moment of Deku saying, add some illustrations to your book. And we see, like, the type of comic books that All For One used to read. Basically, going back to the very beginning of, chronologically, how this story started. If there's someone who will resonate with Spinner's story, then, it'll all be worth it, at the very least, to show that there was a person named Shigaraki Tomura who fought for um, villains to be seen as more than just that, and bring to light uh, that the hero system is very flawed. Oh yeah, we also had the Chisaki scene. Yeah, I almost forgot that the boss was actually Eddie's grandfather. So I wonder if he'll have some contact with her. After all, like he was the main one who was like, "Yo, Chisaki, don't do this. Like that's just not right." And that's why Chisaki put him to sleep. But yeah, you can tell he really cares for Chisaki when he says, "I'll be here to admonish you until the day you die." And yeah, also saying like, don't shed those tears for me. Instead, do it for Eddie, since she's the one you wronged the most. But I'm glad we got a conclusion to this subplot. And it just happened, but I like the open-endedness of like, maybe one day Chisaki will be able to reflect and regret and acknowledge uh, how messed up it was what he did to Eddie. I'm still not sure how they used Chisaki's quirk to heal the boss, but that's fine. Because how did they get his quirk if he can't use it without his arms? But it's fine, it's fine. And now the Uraraka and Deku scene. Well, actually, even before he arrives, yeah, it's very like her to just go by herself and just try and deal with this on her own. But I'd say that's something she has in common with Deku. She didn't want to spoil the mood, so she didn't want to, burden someone else with this feeling tearing her apart. Oh man, that's why I wanted to be a hero. And I'm alive at the cost of Himiko's life. Oh man, that really hurt. And that's when he showed up. No, you were always my hero. That's such a good line. Because we know for so long that Deku has been Uraraka's source of inspiration and just someone she really looks up to. So being told that from him must have meant a lot. Even if at that moment she was still like trying to shield herself from seeming vulnerable or weird for having those types of feelings. But like she knows, they talked about it before, that Deku would be the one to really share on her pain here. And he did. Like, I'm sure that a part of the reason he's tearing up is because of seeing her like this, but also because of what she's saying. Like, there's no way that Shigaraki didn't pop up into his head. But yeah, I really like that. And when he's thinking what she's usually has in her mind, when the hero is suffering, who can protect them? But yeah, he admits it, right? I've had those same thoughts about Tenko. But yeah, as much as they regret it, there's just nothing more they can do at the moment other than think about how they can do better next time. Because, at the end of the day, they're still teenagers, of course. They couldn't make the perfect decision or, do it in the perfect way. And I kind of like that. There's still so much more that they can experience to be able to reach a better method to reach out to people who really need it, but weren't given the chance before. So yeah, I really, really like that moment. But I think that's gonna be it for this one. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. Till next time, see ya.